everyone. Welcome to the second episode of the Business Hub. I am your host, Grace Nyaboke. Today on the show, we have a businessman by the name Billy Ogare, or better yet, Elder Billy Ogare. He will be telling us what he does and more about himself. And welcome to the show, Elder. So I want you to start off by just introducing yourself and telling the viewers about your business. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Sister Grace. My name is Billy, as she has said, and I am yet to finish my university course. But as you've said, I do a number of things in my business line, and perhaps I may not mention everything here by name, but I do several things to get me where I wish to be. So again, I must say I'm not yet where I want to be, but I have made a few steps. One of the things that perhaps I identify with that most people know about me is that I run a shop, and so that's one of the things I do. Another thing I do, before I began the shop, I was a junior agent. I am still a junior agent, and I earn commission by placing orders to junior customers, and I also identify with literature evangelism here in KUSDA. So I sell books, literature books, Adventist books, to families, to churches, to friends, and to everyone. And so that helps me even to evangelize, because I am an evangelist. So I evangelize as well as I get something for my upkeep. Yes. So another thing that I do is I have a passion in agribusiness, and I'm actually in the process of doing a lot to do with that line. So those are some of the things that I do as a person, and also as a student who is yearning and is passionate about business. Yes.
So from what I have understood, you are not in one specific field. You are nearly in every sector, I can say, because I've heard you are an evangelist, you are an agribusiness, you own a shop, you are an agent, all those things. Maybe we can go straight into the point of how you manage all those different, maybe 5 or more, considering the fact that you have not mentioned others, how you manage all those businesses or all those income bringing points. Like, how do you manage all of them?
What I would say is that, because for now I don't per se identify with something that already brings a lot of income, because I am not yet a graduate. Perhaps I could say I am an information technology officer in a given office that earns me a lot of money. But what I've said, all these things that I've mentioned are what I call, they are all in one vehicle, driving me to where I would want to be. And of course, the main thing that takes my time is literature evangelism, and also running the shop. But for Jumia, that's something that is just online. If you have an order, you just tell me. It will take me less than a minute to place that order, and it is finished. And so it doesn't take a lot of time. And of course, for agribusiness, that is something that you can do. You can do a number of businesses. You've heard of somebody who has a mansion in Karen, land in Laikipia, businesses in England and in US and in a number of places. So these things can be done because they are all in one line. They are all in one line to make you push to where you would want to be. And perhaps you can now specialize once you have seen things working out for you. Yes.
So that definitely tells me that you are a very ambitious man, because you are focusing on a better goal, and you have all these steps here that are driving you towards that specific goal, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm actually very passionate about changing the world, and I would like to encourage everyone who is listening to me to also join me in this race, because God would not want us to just stay where we are. Man, especially men, and even ladies, we were a human being was made to actually conquer the world, and there are so many things that we can do. Yes.
And maybe just to add, Ellen G. White says that higher than the highest is God's ideal for man.
Yes.
So like we should just do all that we can
Yes.
to make ourselves better.
Yes.
Okay, so you have Jumia you are a Jumia agent, you are an agribusiness, you have a shop, you are a literature evangelist.
Yes.
All this bring you money. So I want you to tell me and tell the viewer also how you manage all these funds from all these spots, how you, like, when they come all on the table, how do you go about it?
Of course, one thing that I would like to say to our viewers and to everyone listening to me is that all these things that I've mentioned, actually, the major driving factor is not actually to earn from them. As a matter of fact, they don't pay as much as I would want them to by now.
Okay.
But what motivates me is when I'm doing something tangible, because one question that I believe God is asking to everyone, and you've perhaps had friends asking, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? What, ama kwa Kiswahili wanasema, sasa sahi unafanya nini? Every person should be able to answer that question. Perhaps you can say, for now, I plate people's hair and earn money. For now, I own a grocery. For now, I do whichever service to people to get money. And of course, if you are doing all these things and they are bringing a little penny to the table, what you'd want to do, I know that sector now belongs to accounting managers, but I can say something regarding myself, or just an encouragement to people who may be involved in such many other things. So you could create an account or something like that, or you can even have once you have such a vast empire. Of course, that's where we'd want to be. Then you can have a financial advisor or something like that. But for now, for myself, I can say I receive a good amount as I would want to, but they help me to pay my bills, and they also help me to plan my future in a desired way. So I really can't say that there are a lot of money that I have to find difficulty managing. Yes.
Okay. So it's not as big as you expect it to be, but hiyo kidogo in Kiswahili, how do you go about it? Personally, I will speak on behalf of a friend. Maybe I can be having a salon, but when it comes to how I manage my funds, renewing the stock and paying maybe the guys I have employed there, it becomes a challenge. I find that at the end of the day, I don't have my own personal money. You see, like, I can't divide the profits and the one that I need to renew the stock with and the one that I need to pay maybe the bills with. So what's the secret for you? Because for you to be having such a diverse way of earning money, it shows that you, especially with the shop, it shows that you are consistent in how you manage your funds. So what's the secret for you?
What I do and what I advise everyone to do is, you see, once you want to venture into an enterprise, one thing that you have to sit down and calculate before is how you'll manage the profits and the losses and the stock and all that. So I can say that's an additional skill that a person has to learn for you to manage anything. Actually, for you to be a steward, you have to take stock of what you have and to manage daily what you gain and what you are losing. And you have also, in case you have somebody working for you or any human resource, you have to see how you are going to manage that. So I believe for anybody, even for campus students, you may be doing a small business or something like that. You have to sit down and evaluate that business at least every month and as frequently as you want it to be, to evaluate if at all it serves its function. If you started it to bring profit, then you have to evaluate it. If for the first month it doesn't bring anything, you give it some time, the second month, the third time, the third month, the fourth month, and perhaps you can draw a line and say this one is not working for me, and before you end it you can think of something else and shift towards that line. So I believe that you must evaluate. You must have accounts where you want those monies to be kept and how you would like them to be managed. Yeah.
Okay, and you're a student.
Yes.
Yes. And you have all these businesses that you do. So how do you manage your time, your study time, and your personal time and your time for your businesses? How do you manage your time there? Because we are talking to campus students, and I am so sure there is a medical student somewhere saying, me, my workload of my school load is really big. I can't manage to even have like a small business. So how do you go about it?
And what I want to say is that especially now after COVID-19, it has become a bit more easier because for now perhaps somebody has only online classes and some of the classes are physical, but they are few. And so it is easier to manage now than before COVID-19, because I remember back then there were classes all the week.
Yeah.
But during that time I used to do Jumia. That was online, so even I can even do it seated in a lecture hall, because I get, as I'm walking back to the room, I can just get into my smartphone and put data there and get into the Jumia store and place that order and earn whatever little I get. So for now, what I do is, of course, you must also weigh in what you have in the school. And by the way, we do so many things. Even apart from just school, you have church business and so many other things. And so a person has to weigh out and see how to manage all these things. For me, I involve people in things that perhaps I'm not able to do. For example, if I'm doing agribusiness, I have people there. I have somebody there who is doing the manual labor and all that, so I can even manage it from here and go as frequently as I can make it. So, but I would want to say that these things are very possible, and you can actually study. Even if you are doing medicine, you can actually study and still do something little. If you're doing medicine, you see, one thing that matters is in your mind. Have you actually put it in your mind that this is what I would like to do? I accept there are those who are learning and they are saying that, for me, I just want to pursue my academic line first, and that is also good, so long as, see, the basis of this is to help you earn something while you're still a campus student and to help you to be forward looking. So if somebody is comfortable, perhaps he has all the support that he needs, or she has all the support she needs, then she may or he may just be comfortable doing a little. But for those of us, for example, who have no or little support, or who come from poor backgrounds, we have to do a lot of things. And actually we can manage, because the human brain is so big. We can actually manage. Every person wakes up with 24 hours every day, and those are that's a lot of time. You can plan what to do every day. Actually, classes cannot even take half of that. Yes.
Okay, so we can plan.
You can actually plan.
We can plan, and we need to have that mindset of, you can do this because you need a few coins, a few extra coins, apart from the ones you get from your parents.
Yes, actually, because that one comes to cease. It comes to cease, even if it is help. And there are those who receive help. And you see, there are things that I wish somebody told me while I was still in my first or second year, especially how to handle the help money. That money is very important, and it can't do something substantial if you really don't plan yourself. As a person who is in first year or second year or in the third year, you actually need to plan how you are going to use that money. And if you have nothing to do, if you have no business to do, you can use your help to buy something that is tangible. You can buy a table, you can buy a sofa set, or something that is material, something that can stand out, something that can help you. You can even sell it later.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how to go about it.
So what when you sit down, what are the gaps or the business ideas that you usually have that you think any campus student can do this, and he or she can thrive really so well? Maybe those ideas you can share with me and the viewer also, so that we can be even half of where you are, or maybe where you are and even better.
Thank you very much. There are diverse ideas about the best businesses to start as a campus student or as a person. And perhaps my ideas may not be the best.
Okay.
And I would also want to say that we can't say actually everything here. And what I believe in, first of all, is that the very best is to find problems and solve solutions. And especially for campus students, the best way is to tap into your talent. I know there are people who have talent in anything. And I know some of them, some of the students here who have actually tapped into their talents. There was a guy who knows how to draw. He's talented in drawing. He draws a number of paintings and actually sells to people. And that earns money. There are people who are talented or are skilled in digital things. They can actually create an app and even sell it. And so even though for me as a person I don't have that skill, but I believe every person has some skill, some talent that he or she is sleeping on. And such talents can better be put into practice, and they can actually take you very far. So perhaps we may not mention here, perhaps start a business, start agribusiness, or go this way. But one thing that stands out is that for anybody who wants to succeed, you have to, first of all, go into your talent reserves and look at what you can do better than others. And it has always been said, there's a quote that goes that you better be the first-hand version of yourself than a second-hand version of somebody else. That means that for you may want to be a Jimmy Wanjigi, but you will be a second-hand Jimmy Wanjigi. And it is said that you better be I better be a first version of Billy than a second version of of anybody who is successful. So I have to look into myself, what I do, what I believe I do it better with less efforts. If I like talking to people to make them happy, I can sell literature books. I can convince them to buy. Or if I know how to do something, if I know how to teach, I can do home tuitioning, and I know people who do that and earn good amount every week. So I believe that your talent, first of all, is the best place for you to start. Yeah, then you can look at many other things. You can consult ideas from Google. You can ask those who are thriving in businesses, and also you must associate with those who do these things so that you can get advice here.
Okay, so suppose I am afraid to start. I am scared. Maybe I think I will get losses, or I am just afraid to even approach people and tell them of what I do. What can you tell other one person who is afraid of starting?
Afraid of starting. It has been said that there are only losses in businesses, and also profits exist only in businesses. or this loss and profit idea only exists in businesses. So even the person who gets successful in having done it. Like it has always been said that dreaming and forgetting to wake up and to fulfill that dream, those are just mere superstition. So we don't have to be afraid. And actually business is about risk taking. That's why when you go somewhere and you find a very nice place, if you ask the owner where did he begin, you'll be surprised, And there's a person who actually failed. I don't remember the name very well, but he failed 999 times before he became the best person that we know today. So if he could have lost hope in the 40th trial, perhaps he could not have gotten where he is now. So I believe that we can start, and actually it is about risk taking. Even in everything that we do, even what I do myself, I have to know if, for example, I do this, I do agribusiness, I have to know that when I plant, for example, any crop, I have to know that I can lose everything or get everything. So what sustains me, because for Christians it is different from the rest of the world, because we have God who takes care of us,
and faith,
and we also work by faith, and also we do what will actually reduce the risks as much as possible. If the risk comes with the pests and all that, you have to work out how you are going to minimize those losses. Yeah.
Okay. So we just need to start.
Yes, people need to start. People don't need to be afraid. You can start by doing anything. There are people who feel that there's no business that fits them. You can start by doing anything. You can go and buy watermelon and cut them into pieces, sell them. Even if you get losses, you begin a little by a little. You can even buy groundnuts at a cheaper price and sell them. Like, you can do something. At least you can do something. Yes.
Maybe on to my last question. What is the most discouraging point you've ever been in your business line? When you felt like now it's a rock bottom?
Yes, and of course there.
And how you overcame it also?
Yes, there are many pitfalls and discouraging moments with business and the struggle to actually make it where you want it to be. One of the things is actually managing the losses, because you can easily there's an ease of getting a loss than getting profit. Profit comes with a lot of effort, but for losses you just need a small slumber and you get it. So one of the discouraging moments I have experienced are like times under COVID now. Very few people were buying things that I used to sell in Jumia, and several businesses are not doing well. If you ask the owners, they tell you it is because of COVID, and that is real. So I believe that is one of the things that has struck most of the world and is affecting everybody. And one of the things that I am trying to do, or I'm encouraging people to do, is to go smart in whatever you are doing. If you are doing, for example, watermelon, you are either farming it or selling it at a grocery place, one thing that you'd want to do is to go digital. Try to see what are the digital ways of doing this. Perhaps you can do digital advertisements. You can digitize it. And I've seen people now moving towards the online and the smart way of doing things. So that is the one way in which I have come to try to overcome some of the challenges that we face under COVID-19. Yeah.
Okay. So we are so grateful. I am so grateful for making time to come and for sharing all those ideas. And to our dear viewers, I think you can say one last piece of advice to them, and maybe encourage one or two to get up on their feet and do something.
Thank you very much. And I would like to talk to our viewers and encourage everyone who is listening to me. At least let us put it in our minds. Actually, when you want to get anywhere, it has to start from your mind. You have to dream it, you have to think it, and you have actually to get out and try to work into it. Because it has been said that it is not what we pray that matters a lot, but how we behave after we have prayed. If you have asked God to help you earn some money, start showing God the signs that you are willing to do that. Go and start doing something. You can explore a lot. because now I'm speaking to most of the population here are campus students, people who are thinking, and you can actually think. Those who are experienced in digital things, you can go digital and try to create things within your domain that can at least earn you something. Those who know how to draw, those who know how to do certain things, those who know how to sing, you can train choirs and actually earn something. And so I believe that every campus student should actually do something that makes you independent. Yes, because you will be inward looking, and very soon you finish school and the parents no longer give you the pocket money and you will be stranded. So people need to actually begin starting from earlier enough. You can begin thinking outside. Even if you are studying, begin thinking of scholarships and very big dreams. Yes, and actually, if we begin a journey of 1,000 miles, just begin by just one step. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I think this is a very good show because it sort of opens our minds and shows us the things that we can do, and it boosts us to just start businesses and income earning projects out there. And I personally speaking, I am always blessed each time I have guests here, and I hope that you as my viewer, you are also getting blessed and you are getting encouraged to start something, even if it's so small, that will help you be independent. That was all from us today, and I hope to see you in our next episode. Thank you.